Hey everyone, welcome to Inside the Mind Podcast. This is your host, Fritz Brave, the host of Inside the Mind Podcast. I hope you've been listening to Inside the Mind, and I hope you've been following, liking, sharing all of the wonderful content. And I hope that you have enjoyed episode 1 of season 3, where I took something so complex and break it down so that anyone, any race, any religion can understand it. And that's the purpose of Inside the Mind. Going deep inside the mind, letting the woman know what is inside the man, what is expected of her from the man, and letting the man know as well his duty as the man, as the head, as the leader of the family. That does not mean that the woman is a lesser being. No, the two will work together. The two have become one. It's not 50-50, it's not half and half. Two has become one. And the only way that the relationship, the marriage can survive is when the two has become one. Today is a special episode. And let me stop. Before I start, I have to do my intro. Inside the Man Podcast is a podcast for the men. But I can't discuss the man without discussing the woman. I can't discuss the man without discussing the family. I can't discuss the man without discussing every issues of life, because everything is inside the man. And I believe that the man is the key. The man is the key to the family. The man is the key for the woman to allow her to heal, allow her to be feminine, allow her to allow him to lead her. Inside the Man is for everyone, every race, every religion, every color. So welcome to Inside the Man Podcast. I had to do my intro. Something has been on my heart for the past year. I think from last year, from season 1. But my producer did not give me the release to talk about it as yet. Because let me warn you, this topic will trigger a lot of people. Mostly a lot of mothers, a lot of single moms. This will trigger you. The purpose of this episode is not to trigger you, but to give you insight. I've been seeing this a lot from last year into this year, from season 1, season 2, and season 3. I've remained quiet, and now I have the release to say something. To the mothers, more so single mothers, I need you to hear me. I need you to turn up the volume. Find a quiet space where you can listen to what I'm going to say. I get it. Since I've been researching for Inside the Man, I'm realizing there's always 3 sides to the story. His side, her side, and the truth. The truth is the truth. The truth cannot be fabricated. The truth cannot be meshed together. No, the truth is the truth. A lot of women are making decisions, bad decisions, that is now affecting their future. Now, out of that decision, something good came out of it. A child, a business, a home, extended family, something good came out of it. But before you saw it as good, there was shame. And you have a lot of men where they've been making bad decisions that has been affecting their destiny, their dreams, their vision, their livelihood, their families, themselves. The more time I spend on social media, I'm realizing the men and the women, they're not taking accountable for anything. They're the men blaming the women blaming the men. And so now you have a crossfire. But from what I see, from my perspective, it could have been avoided. I can guarantee you that woman that has a child with that man and she does not love him and he's not a good father, he's not a provider, there were signs at the beginning. Or the man who is fighting with the woman now so that he can see his child, there were signs at the beginning. There are some good mothers and there are some bad mothers. There are some good fathers and there are some bad fathers. I've seen the both of them. And at the beginning of Inside the Man Podcast, at the very beginning, season 1, I used to get a lot of messages. And so I had to change the narrative from mothers that are saying that they are with men that are no good. But that's not entirely true. At the end of the day, that mother, that ex-wife, she did something. that would cause that man to do what he did. That man did something that would cause the woman to do what she did. So it's two-way street. Now, and now if you have kids, now that the kids are in the middle of it, and I find you have a lot of adults that are acting like kids. They don't want to resolve anything for the child. It's me, their personal choice, the things that they're going through, but they're not thinking about the child. And so now the child is in the middle. The child is going through things that he or she should not have been going through. And that child has been affected by all personal issues and grudges. So to the single moms, I would like to say this. And I've been watching. I am fortunate, you've heard my story. My late wife passed away. Going on 2 years now. And I've been taking care of all 3 kids. When she passed away, my son, who is now 3, he was 1. My second child was 4. And my eldest, at that time, she was 7. I had to figure it out. I had to put systems in place. It's not easy. It's not easy. As a man, I can say it's not easy taking care of 3 kids. It's not easy. So mothers, I know it's not easy. And I'm realizing that the pressure that I am feeling as a father taking care of my 3 kids is different for a woman because she's built differently. Everything inside of her, emotionally, is affected by the child. Especially if the child is young. The cries, the tantrums, it affects her. But for me as the man, it's easy for me to zone out. It's easy for me to lay down the rules. It's easy for me to discipline. It's easy for me to instruct because I'm not looking at that challenge with my feelings. I'm using my brains. I'm using my knowledge. I'm using my environment. Whereas the woman, she's emotionally, she's using her emotions for everything. And that is something that is hard to unwire because that's how she's built. And so the more I raise my kids and I watch other moms, I'm realizing, wow, the challenge that they go through. And I see why they make the decisions that they make when they deny the father access to the child. Man, I need you to understand when they are in that state, emotionally, they can't reason. They can't use logic because they are being controlled or led by their emotions. And I can guarantee you, men, that sometimes some of those women, when they look back, when they have unwind and let go, they realize I made a mistake. But because they are so deep in, they were not taught to go and apologize, say I'm wrong. There are a few women that has come and say I was wrong. Your child needs you. He needs his father. She needs her father. But there are very few. You have a lot of moms that are struggling now. And the only reason that they are struggling is because they are too ashamed to say, I was wrong. Forgive me. Let's start over. But they rather torment the child and the father. So this whole subject is so muddy. It's a total mess. So at the end of the day, who is right? In my opinion, no one is right. Actually, in my opinion, the child is right. I've seen parents, they don't agree with each other. They have a problem with each other. For the sake of the child, they have agreed. They have agreed to act like adults for the benefit of the child. Bygones be bygones. Let's put our differences aside for the child because it's about the child. It's no longer about the man or the woman, it's about the child. There are some fathers that are deadbeat. That in itself is a whole new topic, is a whole new research. They they want to have no part with that child, with that woman. Sometimes it's because of hurt, sometimes it's rejection, and sometimes because they were never taught better. Their father was never in their life. They never had a male figure that can teach them what to do, how to do, when to do it. And women, I need you to realize that I spoke about my story, raising 3 kids. As a dad raising 3 kids, I realized if I was not a man of integrity, discipline, self-control, love, that I could have walked away from my kids and it would have been easy. Women, just like how you are surrounded by emotions. You make your decisions based on emotions. Men look at logic. And it's easy for a man to walk away. It's easy for a man to cut the rope and walk away. It's easy for a man to never look back. It's easy for a man to impregnate a woman and not clean the child and not acknowledge her and move on. It's easy for a man to be married for 15, 20 years, have kids, and decide today I'm going to walk away. I'm not going to look back. I'm going to cut off all communications. That's how we are built. It's easy. So that day I was looking at my kids, it's like, wow, if I was someone different, I could have walked away from my kids and it would not have bothered me. Especially after losing my late wife. Especially after losing my late wife. Because losing a loved one does something to you. It's easy to close yourself to your surroundings. It's easy to box yourself in. It's easy not to let anyone in. It's easy to walk away. It's very easy. But as a father, I've decided I'm going to raise my kids no matter what. I'm going to raise them on my own. I'm going to put systems in place. Areas where I am having challenges in, I'm going to bring people in to help me fortify those systems. I'm not bringing people in to help me raise the kids, because that will be very, very challenging, because I find with kids, they gravitate to people. They gravitate to things. And when it comes to correction, if you have multiple people correcting that one child and everyone is not in the same space, it's going to be very, very difficult, because that child will have the upper hand every time. So when it comes to correcting my kids, I'm the only one. I take the advice, but I choose how to apply the advice. When to apply the advice. I don't care if it's a mother with 20 kids that has been doing it a long time. I know my kids. I will follow the system that I have created, that I have built for my kids. And when it's time, then I'll apply other systems, or I will add corrections as I see fit. But if I was not who I was right now, I would have walked away from the kids and never looked back. It would have been easy. Women, I need you to realize, you have to make sure that the man that you're with, that he is the one, that man has a form of authority. That man has an authority, a male figure, someone that can correct him, that can lead him, instruct him. A man that is open to discipline, correction, direction. That's very important, because, like I tell you, it's easy for a man to clock out. It's easy for a man to zone out. It's easy for a man to give up. It's easy for a man to let go. It's easy for a man to say, today is the day I'm going to leave my family behind. It's easy. It's easy for a man to leave his kids and raise another man's kids. Women, I need you to understand this. It's easy. So if you take away that choice from that man will still continue to live on and survive. But you have a selective few of men that will do whatever they need to do to see their kids, to provide, go above and beyond. A very selective few. I need you to understand this, woman. And so that's why you have a lot of women that are single. At the time, it seems right. At the time that man looks good, he's saying the things, but there was no one in your life that can confirm that man. But also, if someone had confirmed that man, there are signs that you miss as a woman that you did not look at. Now, this is not the blaming game. And I will say the same thing for the man. You have a lot of men making bad, dumb decisions. They look at her body, her figure, she's well dressed, the makeup is on point, the hair is on point. But inside, there's nothing. There's no form of accountability. She cannot be corrected. She cannot be led. She does not take ownership of her actions. Inside, she's a mess. But they just look at the outside and bam, sleep with her. There's a baby. Then there's challenges. Who's this person? Why is she acting this way? Why is she doing this? Why is she abusing me? Why is she verbally abusing me? Why is she saying these things? Why did she cheat on me? You did not do your homework. So stop blaming the woman. Look at yourself. Women, stop blaming the man. Look at yourself. I told you this episode is going to be triggering. You sleep with that man. Here's the baby. The baby looks like the man. Now you resent the child. The child had nothing to do with it. You're looking at your life. You're deciding right now that your life should be much further. But because of this child, you can't do the things that you want to do. But you decided. You made that decision. You slept with that man. You slept with that woman. And you made that decision. So if you are listening to me, you're single. You're not married. You don't have any kids. Take note. Because one decision at the present time, it looks good. It seems good. It smells good. It speaks good. But in the inside, it's a terrible decision. There's some things you cannot run away from. Someone is saying now, oh, I can have an abortion. Again, I'm not judging you. You had multiple abortions. As you realize, having an abortion did not solve the problem. There are still side effects that you're dealing with. There's still trauma that you are going through right now because of the decision. Your body will never be the same again. There are consequences for every action, every decision. Because the man can always pick up, leave the family, go to college. But the woman in this society, the woman is shamed. You have a child now. What do you do? What do you do? And the man is doing his own thing. Find someone in college, propose to her, marry her, get a job in the NBA, football, working at a tech company. He's doing things. And he forgot that he has a child. No, he did not forget. He chose to forget that he has a child. So what do you do? Again, this episode is going to be very, very triggering. Single moms with boys. I find that those moms are struggling. And this is a call out to the men as well. The single moms are struggling. The single moms are struggling with the boys. Because I've said it numerous times. The boy, that boy, even though he's a boy, but he is a man in a boy's body. So eventually he will be a man. So the things that he's doing now, he should be doing as a boy. Because it's preparing him to be a man. Climbing trees, jumping up and down, running against the wall, bruises, cuts, not listening to the mother. And the big one that I've seen where the boys are hitting their mothers. A lot of aggression, a lot of anger. He's a boy. He doesn't know how to regulate. And the mother doesn't know how to help him regulate because the mother sees it as he's being very rude. He's not listening to me. No, it's a lot of build up aggression. Because he is a man. But right now he's a boy. And so he's operating as a man within a boy body. And so now, in my opinion, only a man will understand So the call out to the men, whether you're father or not, be that stability for that mother. Be that source of discipline. When you see the boy act, you ask for permission now. When you see the boy acting out, he's not listening to his mother, and he's hitting his mother. Again, that boy is a man. If he's allowed to do it as a boy, he will do it as a man. Be that person that can help that mother. Create a circle of men around that child. You're not interested in the mother. It's that the interest is the child. To help that child regulate. To create avenues where he can express himself. Where he can run around. Where he can learn discipline, self-control. You know, I've said this in season 1 or season 2. My son now, who was 3. When he was around, I think it was about 1. And he used to go to a daycare that was near to the house. And when I would take him to the church, the sisters in the church, they would help me with him. Because he easy to get along with. He's not a handful. When he's holding the sisters, or when the sisters are holding him, he would hit them in the face and laugh. And I would hear, ow, because he's a boy, but he still have strength. He would sit there, hit them in the face, and the ladies would say, ow, and he would laugh. And I say, what's going on? I don't allow this at home. But when I did my investigation, at the daycare that he used to go to, I don't know what you call them, the daycare workers, they would allow him to hit them in the face and make it a game. So when he was hitting the sisters at church, to the sisters, it was painful, but to him, it was a game. Because at the daycare, the women were allowing him to hit them in the face and make it a game. And the minute I realized that, I corrected it right away. Because if I allow him to continue to hit the sisters as a boy, because it's a game, then eventually, as he grew up, that game will no longer be a game. That he will be physical. That he will hit. So I had to teach him, no, you don't do this. You don't hit women. This is not a game. And I would tell the sisters, if he does it, let me know. There has to be correction. So, single moms with boys, that boy should never be hitting you. I don't care how young he is, how cute it is. He should not be laying his hand on you. If it's just you, create some distance. I'm a big believer of timeout. I'm a big believer of timeout. Create space. Show him that it's not allowed. Take away things. And now, I don't believe in spanking at that age. It doesn't resolve anything, because if he does not have understanding, then what's the point of spanking? But I believe in creating systems. If he hits you, then you bring it back. No hitting. You can't hit. And you have to keep on doing it. But again, for the mothers, find a male figure. Find a mentor. Someone from church, someone from work, someone that's honorable, integrity, someone that you watch him with the kids. Oh, he's pretty good. Speak to that person, that man, that male figure. And say, oh, my son has been hitting me. And he will apply discipline. Now, discipline is not spanking. For me, I do this thing with the boys at the church, the little boys, the ones that I see that's hitting their mom and not listening. I don't have authority to hit them. But I have the authority. I have the authority to instill discipline in them. So when I speak, they have to listen. When I say don't do this, they don't do it. When I say don't move, don't move. My authority. Men, we have authority. This is something that we are built with. We have authority. The authority that we have the moms don't have. Because I've always said this, that mothers and their children, especially boys, there'll come a time where a spanking, moms, will be a pinch or a scratch or an itch to that child, to your sons. And sometimes at 6 years old, 7 years old, 8 years old, he realized, oh, the spanking does not hurt anymore. And this is where the dad's supposed to step in. It's not about the spanking, it's about the authority. That boy realized you have no authority. That boy realized it's just words. That the boy realized at a very young age, mommy is just talking. Mommy's not going to do anything. Mommy is going to allow me to do it over and over and over. Whereas a male figure, a father, with my son, the minute I change and show forth my authority, and I say, don't do it, he doesn't do it. And sometimes I'm practicing the silent authority where I just point my finger. He knows he has to go to the couch and sit down and stay there. There are some boys at my church, again, I don't have the authority to hit them. When they know that they have done something wrong and they see me, they stay away. They don't look me in the eye because of your authority. So moms, that boy should not be laying hands on you. It's never a game. It will never be a game. It should never be a game. The minute it happens, it has to be correction. And if you feel that you cannot correct your child and he's not listening to you, find a male figure. Just a male presence will change the atmosphere. Just his presence alone, he does not have to say a word. Just his presence alone will change the atmosphere for that little boy. And once that system has established, the atmosphere will remain the same because that boy know that, oh, I can't go against this man. I cannot hit him because he's bigger than me. He's larger than me. He's stronger than me. He doesn't use a lot of words, but if I say something, he's going to correct me. I'm going to say it again. Single moms. Or you're not single. The father is not present in the home. The father is home, but he's not present. The boy should not be hitting you. The boy should not talk back to you. I don't care how old he is. I don't care if he's 1. If you say A, he should not be saying A back to you. If he says something disrespectful, you should not be laughing. It should not be a joke. It should not be funny, laughing, ha 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 ha. No. The minute you allow that to happen, the boy knows that, okay, I can control mommy. And that's what a lot of little boys are doing now because the moms are filled with emotions. This is my little boy. And especially if the father's not around, especially if the father was abusive, especially if the father neglect them, they're going to put their energy into that boy and they want to create a man that is not like their father. But I don't know if you realize it, mom, that's impossible. You cannot raise a boy to be a man. Only a man can raise a boy to be a man. Now, for the people out there say, oh, I have my son in the sports and my son this and I raise my son. No. If your son was in any activities, you'll realize that there was interaction with a male figure. That's why your son is the way that he is right now. Because boys learn by sight, not by words. And so the boy will watch and he's learning. He's watching this guy or he's doing this or the guy is strong or the guy on TV. He's watching. Mothers are built to use words. Sons, boys, does not adhere to words. You will realize once you get to a certain age, words does not matter. Action, discipline, self-control. So your words have no meaning. To your daughters now, moms, your words will apply every time. But boys, by action, they go by sight. They have to see. The minute they see something, they want to try it. It's not words, it's sight. When they watch TV, when they watch wrestling, I see it. I have to do it. They don't acknowledge the dialogue. They don't acknowledge the dialogue during the fight. No, they just see action. I need to perform it. I need to do it. I need to jump. I need to drive this car. I need to crash. I need to do this. I need to draw on the wall. Action based. But moms, you're not action based. You're word based. Don't do this. Don't do that. Sit here. What did I say? Johnny, come here. Johnny, come here. What did I say? Don't do that. And I tell you, stop. Stop that. Why you keep doing that? Why you not listening to me? Those are all words. He does not know what those words mean. But the minute the man comes in the room, action. His word brings action. Sit down. What did you say? Are you speaking to me? Action. He understands those words because those words comes with authority. But if it's a man that truly operates in his authority, the minute he hits the room, the atmosphere changes. Like I tell you, the boys at church that I've spoken to, again, I'm not allowed to spank them, and I don't believe in spanking. If they did something wrong, they're not going to look at me. If they were rude to their mothers, they're not going to look at me. If they throw in a tantrum because their mother said they can't have an item and they want it, and I come in, it changes. I don't come with fear. I'm not destructive. I just say, okay, come here. What's going on? Are you listening to mommy? Yeah, why aren't you listening to mommy? Who's in charge? Mommy's in charge. Okay, so you have to listen to mommy. I'm going to say it again. Mothers, single moms, that boy should not be hitting you. That boy should not be rude. He should not backtalk you. He should not talk to you however he wants. You are not his friend. I need you mothers to understand this. That boy is not your friend. You are his mother. He is your child. He is not your friend. So stop treating that boy like your friend, or stop treating that boy, your son, like your man. You're trying to raise him up to be a good man that is in your head, a fictitious man that is in your head, that does not exist. I saw this reel where this woman was saying, I'm raising my son so he know how to treat women. Women, you cannot teach your sons how to treat women. Only a man can teach the boy how to treat women based on how he treat his mother. That's why relationships are important. That's why it's important for the father being at home, because the boy watches. He watch how his father treat his mother, talk to his mother, touch his mother, interact with his mother, love his mother, embrace his mother. So now, if you're the mother, single mother, you're trying to teach your son how to respect women. And so his only example is you talking to other women, you shouting at other women, you being self-destructive. How do you expect to raise him to be a man that respect women? But you don't respect women, but you don't know what it takes for a man to respect a woman. You does not know what it takes for a man to be a man. But you want to teach him how to respect women, but you can't teach him to be a man. In order for him to respect women, he has to be a man. A man has to teach him how to be a man. A man has to show how to respect women, how to speak to them, how to interact, how to show love, self-control, discipline. A lot of women are teaching their sons to respect women, but they're not teaching that young man self-control, discipline, and that same young man will come and date multiple women, have multiple kids. Now, I'm not blaming the mother. I'm just stating the fact. Moms, single moms, you need a father figure. If the dad is not in the home, that's fine. You have a lot of men all over, a lot of groups, a lot of foundations, churches that want to help, that want to mentor the young men. Put them in a program. For me, the best program is karate. It teaches the boy discipline, self-control. It also teach him how to fight. Not physical fight, but how to fight and not give up. Those are things that moms can never teach a son. You can't teach him how to be physical. You can't teach him self-control. That's why you have a lot of men that are incarcerated now. They were raised, I'm not blaming the mothers, they were raised by their mothers alone. They were not taught self-control. They were not taught discipline. And so now they're in prison because someone called them ugly, because somebody talked about their mama, because somebody did this, somebody stole a girl. They were not taught conflict resolution. They were taught, don't let him hit you. Don't let him punk you. Be a man. Don't let him talk to you like that. No, you got to defend yourself. Whereas a real man, a man will say self-control. I need you to think about it. If you hit him right now, he will hit you back. Then either you kill him or he kill you. You end up in prison or you end up 6 feet under or 12 feet under, whatever it is. So moms, I'm not hating on you. I know that your circumstances was not just because of you. I know there's two sides. But I'm saying, now that you are in that position Put systems in place. Put systems in place. Because you control that child's destiny. You determine the outcome of that child. You determine his future. And so in order to determine his future, you got to have systems. If you realize that child, that boy is at that age, he's not listening to you, find a male figure. Find a role model. Someone that can help you enforce discipline, self-control, resilience, love, passion, and to teach that boy how to have healthy emotions. This has been on my heart for a very long time. And again, being a single dad of 3, I see a lot. I see a lot of moms that are struggling. A lot of moms that are in pain. A lot of moms that are traumatized. A lot of moms, they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do with the kids. They don't know what to do with the boys. And the boy, he's just being a boy. He's just being a boy. He's just being a child. Those are the things that he has to go through in order to develop to be a man. If there isn't a healthy environment for him to be a boy, which will help him to be a man, then he will grow up with a lot of challenges. He will grow up with a lot of issues. My focus isn't the teenagers. My focus is the young ones. Because I believe if you can capture them at a very young age, then once they get in their teens, the work is already done. The work is done. But moms, you don't have to figure it out on your own, especially when you're raising your sons. You don't have to tough it out. You don't have to lose your femininity and put on the masculine hat to raise your son. You don't have to act like a man. You don't have to be tough like a man. You don't have to be rough like a man. You can be feminine and raise your sons by creating systems, by seeking help. Help with your son. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay. When God designed you, He designed you to be soft. He designed you to be a mother, to be a woman, to act a certain way, to speak a certain way, to be soft. But I find a lot of single moms, they have put on the male hat because there is no male in the home. There's no father figure. And so they have to be tough. They have to be rough. They have to be aggressive. But now, here's the thing. When you are rough, when you are aggressive with your son, when you meet that man, instead of being feminine, you are rough, hard. You're a boss. You've been doing it all by yourself. You don't know how to speak to him. You don't know how to interact with him. You acting like a man when he's having conversations or when he's correcting you. You're acting like a man because when you act like a man to raise your son, you are collecting traits of a man. You are collecting traits of a man because in order to teach that boy, you have to be tough. You have to be aggressive. You have to be rough. You can't look soft in front of your son because if you act soft, he will take advantage. He thinks mommy is a pushover. He thinks that he can control mommy. He thinks that mommy cannot do anything to him. And so you put on that tough act. You put on that masculine hat. But you don't know now. You don't know how to take it off. It's a part of you. But you expect a man to acknowledge your roughness and still pursue you. There's no soft side. The way you speak to him, the way you interact with him, the way you acknowledge him is rough, like a man. So you have a lot of men that they don't want to date certain women because they are so rough. The man is rough. No man will interact with a woman that is rough because he's rough. He's looking for the soft side. He's not looking for someone to be so aggressive. He's not looking for a boss babe. No. He's not looking for a slave either. He's looking for a woman when he gets home, the soft side. He wants to see the soft side of you. The soft side of the woman, the caring side, the loving side. The side that makes him to be a man. That encourage him to be a man. Women, do you know your soft side brings out the masculine side of the man? He wants to be bold. He wants to be tough. He wants to protect. But if you're rough, you can protect yourself. You have your own gun. You have your own money. What do you want from the man? And that's why you have a lot of women. I don't need a man. I don't need a man. I don't need a man. Soon you're going to hear, I don't need a man anymore. That's what you're going to hear. Because you have a lot of women that are acting like men. Because I understand. You had to. You had to. But this is 2025. When you don't have to. You know, for all the single moms, there are men out there. They would prefer to pursue a single mother than the woman that don't have a child. Because she understands that he's looking for stability. He's looking for comfort. He's looking for peace. Someone that is responsible. Someone that can acknowledge him and he can acknowledge them. And the fact that she has a child, and that means she's grounded, she's responsible. She has systems. Not most of them have systems, but some of them. And she's not going to act like a child. So you have a lot of men, they don't mind women with kids. Now, their only concern is the father around? Is the father involved? Is the father in the picture? Those are the things that he cares about. That's what pushed most men away. Is the father involved? How is the father? How is his interaction with his son? How is his interaction with you? Do you guys get along? Is there a system? Is he providing? Is he helping? Those are the things that we concern about. But not your child. Because for most men, they will not tell you this. But they'll do their best to raise that child as their own. But if you're acting rough and you're not soft, you will continue to live in a cycle of singleness, but not realizing that you have created that environment. You have created a cycle to be single. So I hope this episode helped. If you have any questions, please send me your questions. Send me the questions. I'll answer your questions. Any concerns, send your concerns. I don't mind. But moms, that boy should not be hitting you. That boy should not be disrespecting you. Should never happen. Should never happen. Should not happen. This is Fritz from Inside the Man. Until next time.